Good morning, everyone. LJ Young for That Ain't My Daddy. How are you guys today? Uh, Another wonderful day. Today's video is more about just the things I think about since becoming financially free, debt-free, financially free, same thing. Sometimes, and I've been debt-free for about 5 years now. So it's and sometimes things come to me. The things I did with my money before becoming debt free, and I realized that I was just I was a big consumer, a huge consumer, just like everybody else, and not realizing that I was, because I think about all the statements I used to hear when I was in debt, like taxes keep you down, taxes are the reason why I'm always broke. Hey, I got a great interest rate on a finance car. You know, I was. It's just the craziest thing, and not realizing, not once did somebody say, Linnell, if you keep financing things, you're never gonna get ahead. If you keep financing depreciating objects like cars, phones, uh, anything that goes down in value, I would never get financially ahead. Not once somebody to stop and just say that to me. But I do remember one time I was over my grandfather's house, and I remember him asking me. He was like, "Hey, Linnell, do you have a car?" I was like, I'm making money. I'm a computer engineer. I'm making six figures, right? He's like, "You have a car?" I was like, "Yeah, I got a Lexus." He said, "You making payments?" And I was like, "Yeah," but I was saying it like, "Yeah, doesn't everybody make payments?" You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know, right? And then I remember him going, mm. And then he said it like that. I remember looking at, now it's my grandpa. I'm not going to disrespect him, but internally, I was like, why is he saying that? I can afford the payment, and I just didn't understand it at that time, right? And feelings and business are two different things. You never mix the two. How I feel about money is 100% irrelevant. And for those of you that don't understand it, let me tell you what that means. That's just like somebody saying, "Hey, how do you feel about 5 + 5 equaling 10? How do you feel about that?" It doesn't make any sense, right? You're like, who cares how you feel about it? It equals 10, period. But I didn't understand it at the time. But now that I know it, I don't know if he could articulate it to the way I just saying it, but I wish he would have been able to say, "Hey, Linnell, never ever finance a car ever. And never say you're financing a car out loud to anybody. I don't care what type of interest rate you got. It's not a good deal. Nobody gets a finance car on sale." But now this is nothing specific. I just want you guys to understand how I think, because now that I'm financially free, I see how the whole economic system works. It's the craziest thing. And I always think back and think about the things I used to think about, but I had nobody to ask to tell me. Okay, I'll give you an example. Say like I remember I was going to finance a home. Okay. Now this home was like $300,000+. I had not a clue how to finance a home or do it. I just asked my friends around me that had a home, and I was like, "Hey, how did what'd you do?" And then I just go to the bank and just say, "Hey, bank, I need a home." And all I had to do was say it. "Hey, Linnell," look at myself and say, "Do I have any money to buy a home?" Mm-mm. How is it possible for me to finance a home with no money? It didn't make any sense. Or you look at these programs that sound like they're good: no money down, first time home buyer program, FHA, blah, 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 and all I had to do was just say, if I don't have any money to buy a home, I can't afford a home, period. But I was so wrapped up in all my friends and family buying homes right now. I just say, okay, I just go and sign here, initial here, sign here, initial here, not having a clue. And I got this was back in 2008. I got what's called an FHA loan, which is one of the worst loans to ever get. FHA loans are for those that will not accept that they cannot afford a home, and it's just business. Okay, I'm not blaming the banks for not telling me. You just get wrapped up in all this stuff, right? And I did that without a lawyer, not having a clue, and they just took advantage of me for the lack of knowledge that I had about money. Period. And I just reflect about all the money I wasted. Now that I'm out, I try to help as many people as I can, but it's very difficult. And I get it. I'm not blaming anybody that that hey, who are you to tell me that I'm not a homeowner while having a mortgage? I don't take none of that stuff personally. I just think to myself, they don't really know that you're not a homeowner if you have a mortgage. You're not. I mean, if somebody would have said, Linnell, could you buy the home without the bank's help? That means you don't have the money, Linnell, so you can't really afford the home. I would have been like, oh, wait, just do the math, Linnell. But nobody ever told me. And this is what the scary part is. I went 40 years, 40 years I'm 49 now, but I went 40 years without even knowing this information. And none of it's hidden. Sorry, somebody's mowing outside. I'm gonna let this guy pass. I went 40 years without knowing a clue, and I did that twice. And I never, I signed the papers and walked around thinking I was a homeowner, but I wasn't really a homeowner. I was like mortgage payments, credit card payments, uh, not knowing crap about taxes. And you hear I remember hearing all these statements, but never asking why to these especially money statements. It angers me to know. Why is he sitting right here? Out of all the time, I was trying to prepare myself before the live, and he was going back and forth. Now he just want to kind of sit right here and mow, right? And now it's my mission to. Sorry, you guys. Just a second. It's my mission to help many people as I can, but it's been a difficult journey. I ain't gonna lie, it's been difficult. I had a friend that just purchased a home. Now, mind you, he's been following what I've been telling him, right? But then they got house fever, okay? And I remember him he's like, hey man, I just got approved for X amount of money for a home loan. The first thing I said, approve for what type of loan? He said, an FHA loan. I said, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you dare do that. Didn't listen to my advice. Just went on ahead and did it. And they make people take these classes. Hey, you're welcome, man. You guys are welcome, man. I can't even help it. Thank you, Urban Bros, man. I can't even help but help people. But he went on ahead and did it. And then I guess there's classes that are set up for people they get a whole bunch of people in the room and say, hey, you can buy this home and this and that without no money down. And hardly, it's like, oh my God. And then these brokers tell these people to say, hey, you know what? You can get a FHA loan right now. And then in 6 months, you can refinance into a conventional and bloggity blah. I'm like, when I hear people like that now, mind you, it's business. I get it. I'm not faulting the brokers for telling people that don't know about money so they can make money. I get it's business. It's business. Never mix your feelings. Could I personally do that to people? I personally could not do that to people. I couldn't do it to them. Anyway, they get these classes, sign them up, get them FHA loans, say, hey, in 6 months you can do this and refinance into conventional. That's not true. Because if that was true, they could get a conventional right now. You mean to tell me get them in a house to where they can spend even more money and they're somehow going to save up to 20% to get into a conventional? That is not true. That's not true. As soon as they get in that house, they're going to start buying furniture and cars, a car to match the house. It's just and then they'll never own that home ever, ever. If they don't know it now, that you mean to tell me they're going to know it once they're inside the house? They're not going to. And then they're stuck. That was me, man. That was me. I remember getting in my last home before I lost it back in '08. I remember getting this house, and somehow you believe once you get into this house, you're going to somehow feel this certain feeling. I remember I thought I was going to feel a certain way that I was a homeowner. Uh, but I remember having this even more pressure on me that I didn't have when I lived in an apartment. You know, I had this pressure because I was responsible for everything. Now, if anything broke in the house, it was my responsibility to get it fixed. I couldn't make a call. I couldn't make a call and say, "Hey, manager, come fix my refrigerator. Uh, my sink is leaking." Blah blah blah. I had to do it, and I had to pay for all the insurance and the interest. And oh my goodness. Mm. And I still had my credit card payments, my car payments. On the outside, it looked like I was doing good. On the outside, in my mind, yeah, I was making six figures, but now that I'm financially free, it didn't matter how much money I made. I was in a negative. I was in a financial negative. It didn't mean anything. I went from having X amount of debt to adding a house to that amount of debt. How come I didn't use fifth grade math on my finances? I don't know. And I feel really bad when I'm on Facebook and I see people they people don't really understand what they're saying when they say these things. Okay, and I'm not faulting anybody for it, okay? But they don't understand what they're saying. Okay, like the other yesterday, I was on YouTube, right? And I was following this guy, and they do like these First Amendment things, right? But this particular guy, he goes and does a different kind of way. But anyway, my point is this: he goes, "Yeah, I got this new $160,000 BMW, this and that. And, they don't know I have it." And then he walks over and say, "Yeah, they think I'm broke, but I have this $160,000 BMW." Now, I personally think the thing is ugly, but it's the I forgot the exact name of it. It's the one with the Lamborghini doors when you pop open. He kept saying about the $160,000 it costs, right? And so I wrote him. I said, "Hey man, that's a nice BMW." I said, "Please tell me you ain't making payments on it." He goes, "This is the average. This is the thing that most people say. Oh, why? Yeah, I'm making payments. Why would I drop $160,000 on the car when I can invest that money into something else and make quadruple?" It's just debt talk, all right? It's just debt talk, but they don't know it's debt talk. So you know what I said to him? Okay, I don't argue people that do debt talk, right? But in reality, this is what he's really saying. Okay, this is what he's saying. Because they brag about the price. First of all, they go, "It costs 160,000." The first thing I think is, why are you talking about the price of this car when you didn't pay cash for it? Why are you saying that? You didn't drop 160 for it. So why are you saying that? So in other words, you decided to finance it and pay more for this car than what it's worth, because it's not even worth $160,000. Okay. Now, most of you will probably know what car I'm talking about and think, yes, it is. No, it's only worth that much to people who believe it's worth that much. I don't believe it's worth 160,000. He financed it, so he obviously didn't have the money to buy that car. So he'd rather pay more for a depreciating object than what it's worth, thinking he's going to take this money, which he probably really didn't have, but he's saying he invested it over here somewhere. It doesn't matter. It's a depreciating object. But people do that every day. Hey man, why would I drop the $30,000 on this car when I could really take them? Instead, just say, hey, I didn't really have the money. So why is he bragging on something that he didn't even have the money for? Yeah, it costs $160,000 to you and the people like you who would finance it, but the only person that really has the money, the person that pays cash for that car, period. But they don't get it. And they say it out loud, put it on Facebook, put it on Instagram. Hey, I got a great interest rate. You don't say that kind of stuff out loud. People with money, people that manage money well. Oh, it's the IA. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. He kept bragging about how much his car cost. It was, I guess, Okay, this is what I gotta tell you guys. Once you become financially free and debt free, every single thing, especially a thing that depreciates, is a thing. I don't care if it's a Rolls Royce, a Bentley, a Ferrari. I personally do not care what it is. If you paid cash for it, you can pop the glove compartment open and show me the title. Great. Hey, man, you got money. But if you're financing it, who cares? It's the bank's car. So what? Oh, yeah, you can afford the payments. Great for you. And the bank, you better believe the bank don't care about that. The bank don't care about depreciating objects. The bank goes, hey, if you want to finance that depreciating thing, go right ahead. That's on you. And I'm not talking about the guy. And now I want you to understand, I'm not talking negative about this guy. I'm just saying what he's saying out loud in front of millions of people. But there's very few of us that are financially free that understand that he's not making any financial sense, because if you just run the numbers, it doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make mathematical sense, it doesn't make financial sense either. Why would you ever do that? No different than financing a cell phone, uh, furniture, a washer and dryer, tires. It doesn't matter. The value of it doesn't matter. If you can afford it, you can afford it. If you can't, you can't. It's that simple. But people say these things out loud every day. And now, again, now that I'm financially free, now that I hear these statements all the time that I've heard most of my life, I never question, okay, why is that statement? Why are you saying that statement? Like, the main one is like taxes. Everybody believes taxes are a bad thing. They're the ones that keeping you broke and this and that. And it just, oh yeah, for sure. Every day, man. And I'm telling you, Ill Willis, I'm telling you, once you're financially free, oh man, you'll see how it all works. It all works. Taxes can help you become wealthy. Doesn't that sound like a crazy statement? So if somebody would have told me that when I was in debt, I would have said, you're an absolute idiot. Mm-mm. No, because now, let me give you an example. Now that I'm financially free, this is how I look at money. I don't look at money, my money or money, period, as an individual. I look at it as collectively instead of individually. Because if everybody were rich, if everybody were wealthy, there would be nobody left to finance cars, phones, washer and dryers, furniture. You think of anything that depreciates, okay? People finance it. When you have money, there's absolutely no reason for you to finance anything. Why would you? You got money, you don't need to finance it. Who cares about a credit score? So what? You don't need it. But growing up, it was pounded in my brain that I couldn't be nothing or get anything without credit. It makes absolutely no sense to me today. I get it as a business owner. I get it. Hey man. Now again, I always separate my feelings from business. Never mix the two. Math and money are one. The only thing that can separate math and money are feelings. And I can, if you knew how easy it is to become a millionaire having a regular job, I just say a millionaire having a regular job, I'm so angry at myself. Oh, I'm so mad. Sometimes I wake up angry. Now, I've been financially free for years now, but every now and then I'll sit back and I'll just think about the money. Mm, every penny counts. Now, not counts as because you need to save in survival mode. And I was stuck in survival mode for years, and you don't really realize that you're stuck in survival mode. And this is how to tell, and I'll get back to the taxes in a minute. This is how to tell you're stuck in survival mode, but you don't even know it, okay? Think about it. If you lost your job today, how long could you last without having a job? A week, 2 weeks, 1 month, maybe 2 months? If that's you and you've been working all your life since age 15 or 16, you're stuck in survival mode. You need a job. And didn't care about being charged. Stupid. You know what? Hey, I did the same thing, man. I didn't think, oh, $3, that ain't nothing. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I tell you, you know what I'll do now? I mean, it counts on the distance, all right? But I absolutely refuse. I haven't paid ATM fees in years. I'll go into a store and buy a candy bar and pull out the money I need first before I give away $3. I won't do that. I pick up change on the ground, especially in the gym. It's like it's the craziest thing. It's like when I'm in the gym, and mind you, I did the things before. I'd be in the gym, dudes work out, people work out, and they might have change in their pockets. So they lay down on the bench and let the change fall out on the ground. And people will go on the bench and see the money, see all the silver on the ground, and won't even pick it up. They're like, yeah, I don't need that kind of money. I don't care who's looking at me. That's 35 cents I didn't have to work for. I put it in my pocket, go put it in my locker. I don't care what people think. I don't care what anybody thinks. You think I'm broke? Whatever. If you think you can look at somebody and tell if they're broke or not, that's on you. People look at me all the time. Hey, man, who are you to tell who's a millionaire? Are you a millionaire, Linnell? No. Nope, I'm not a millionaire. They'll give me this look like, then who are you to tell? You know what I say to them? My finances are in the black. Are yours? I'll usually get this blank look or I don't know. That's all I need to know. Just cutting coupons. Right? Hey, I'm the same way, man. I used to see people cutting coupons. I'm like, oh yeah, they must be broke. Or this is the best one. You'll see somebody with an older car, right? Oh, their credit must be shot. They must be broke. Oh, they're cutting coupons. Oh, look at this person in line taking all this time doing these stupid coupons. If they just get a better job, just the most ignorant stuff ever. And I would say it out loud too. Like it's nothing. Oh, I can afford that. Then why are you financing it, Linnell? If you can afford that car, if you can afford that food and not pay 35 cents off of a bottle of whatever you're trying to buy, I'm the ignorant one. And this is how you can tell now. This is how you can tell people that are financing. These are kind of like indicators, okay? Now, if you see somebody with an older car, but it's clean as I don't know what. Okay, it's clean. Say like they had a 2015, even a 2010 Honda Accord. Let's just say like that. But that joint is looking really, really clean. That's an indicator that person knows something. Because if you don't have car payments, you can keep your older car up to make it look like it was brand new since 2010. Like right now, I have a 1995 GMC Yukon 2-door. Okay. Yukon GT 2-door, clean as I don't know what. Anything that breaks down, anything that breaks on it, I go to a shop that I like. I don't care how much, if they do the proper work, I don't care how much they charge me. I mean, to a point, of course, but if they're good at what they do, hey, fix my truck and put a brand new part on it. That thing is clean. Everybody asks me all the time, you want to sell? You want to sell? Hell to the no. Oh, look at Linnell. He's driving that old car. Hey, I don't care what you think. Hey, man, can you go on this vacation with us? Man, we're all heading to Tahiti or Hawaii. Can you go? I ain't got no money. Oh, Linnell's broke. He can't afford to go. Whatever. It's just anyway, let me get back to the taxes. I don't want to lose you guys in this part. Taxes can help you become rich. If somebody would have told me that years ago, I would have thought you were insane. But since I start thinking about money collectively, this is how you got to think, okay? Now, follow me with this. Now, if 401ks, as of this year, you can max out a 401k at $19,000 a year. Now, if you're in debt, you can't see or hear what I'm about to tell you because I couldn't hear it. I couldn't see it. Now, back in the day, I would have been like $19,000. Oh my God, there's no way I can afford that. Because I was in debt. But $19,000, listen to me closely. Listen closely. You ready? You max out. This is the last couple of years I had a regular job. I did this, okay? And these are indicators that you can tell that nobody does this. Last year I was debt free. My eyes opened up at my job. I was like, holy crap, I couldn't see any of this. The first year I maxed out my 401k at 19 or 18.5 back then, but I'm gonna just say 19 to keep round numbers. $19,000. I could do it online, right? And so I maxed it out. First thing that happened, the HR department called me and said, hey, Mr. Young, Did you mean to max out your 401k? You know how much per check that's going to come up? I said, sure do. It's like, okay, we'll just double check and make sure you didn't make a mistake. That was indicator number one to tell me that many people don't do this. That's why it was odd. Okay. $19,000 goes into retirement, earning interest or whatever it does inside the 401k, right? Not only that, I get to take that same $19,000 off of my annual income. $19,000, that brings me down in a tax bracket, meaning I pay less taxes than the majority. The majority, remember, together, collectively, always think collectively. The majority of people in the United States, 85% of Americans are in debt, so they can afford to do this. So the more money they make, the higher tax bracket they're in. So they can't afford to lower their tax bracket because they have no money to do it. $19,000 a year? People can't do that because they're in debt, but they don't know they're in debt, which is the weirdest thing. I didn't know. Take 19. So not only do I get to save $19,000 a year for retirement, I get to take $19,000 off my annual income, drop me in a tax bracket. Tax avoidance is legal. Tax evasion is illegal. Tax avoidance is legal. The government says, hey, if you can afford to put this, we'll give you a tax break. We'll also take $19,000 off your taxable income. That's like double dipping. So at the end of the year, say like it was a savings of, let's just say $5,000. Now, if everybody in the office made the exact same amount of money, at the end of the year, I would have $5,000 more in my savings account than anybody else in the office would. And you keep doing that every year. That's why they never let you. Now these are indicators. That's why you can't go back and say, hey man, I didn't put my 401k, I didn't put any money in my 401k, max it out back in 5 or 6 years. Can I go back and do it? The government says, hell to the no. Oh, now you know this. I mean, they're not literally saying this, but this is what it is with mathematically, right? Hell to the no, you can't go back and do, your eyes opened up now, huh? Oh no, you can't do that. Sorry. Nope, can't do that. Now that you know, we'll let you, catch up after you get a certain age, but you can't go back and miss all that opportunity you missed. Can't do that. Sorry. That's true. On this golf course. Yeah, you better believe it. It's true. And people, it's like, I remember they were saying, I remember you hear things like, oh, the rich don't pay taxes. Now, listen, this is people that don't understand how this works are the only people to say things like this. Just a second, excuse me. Oh, the rich don't pay taxes because they're rich. And when you're broke, you just think things like that, right? They don't pay taxes because they're rich and this and that and da da da. And all you got to do is stop and think, wait a minute. Everybody has to pay taxes. That's illegal if you don't. They will go to prison. So you got to think, okay, what are they doing that I'm not doing? That's all you got to think. It's like, wait a minute. Tax evasion is illegal. People go to prison. It doesn't matter if you're rich or not, okay? Stars are going to jail, prison. Singers that they're going to prison for not paying their taxes. So it doesn't matter how much money you got. It's a matter of what you know. Tax evasion is legal. Tax evasion is illegal. Tax avoidance is legal. I avoid taxes everywhere. That 401k is a perfect example. You can stack bread. And when I say collectively, $5,000 more per year than the whole average. The average is made, like when you hear the average all the time, the average is made up of millions of people making the same financial moves than the people that are not part of the average. 85%, and then there's 15% of us that are financially free. And once you're over here, let me tell you something. If you're paying close attention to what I say to you, listen. There are 15% of us that clearly understand that life is not expensive at all. It's a playground. It's not, you don't care about gas prices. You don't really care about the price of the blue book value of cars and house values. Let me, and I'm gonna tell you something that you might think I'm crazy. What if I told you the current housing market prices mean absolutely nothing to me? Nothing. I don't care what area it's in. I don't care if it's in Malibu, California, right on the beach on the water in Florida. I don't care what housing prices are. They don't mean anything to people who are financially free. That means nothing. Now you're probably thinking, what the hell are you talking about, Linnell? Let me tell you. There are upon millions of people that believe they're homeowners while having a mortgage. Now, math, I didn't know this either, okay? Math will clearly show them, whoever believes that they're not a homeowner. They'll start talking about the equity in their house and all this stuff. If it's your equity, why are you borrowing at a percentage rate? I mean, it's clear. None of this is hidden. If it's your money, why are you borrowing the money at a percentage rate? If a person went and pulled out their savings out of their saved money in their savings account, and the bank said, "Hey, sign this paperwork, and we're going to charge you interest on your savings," you would look at the bank like they're crazy. Are you insane? That's my money, because it is your money. But if you're in the house, if you got a mortgage, that's the bank's money, because it's the bank's house. But yet millions of people believe it's business. Now, if millions of people believe they're homeowners, that means I get to live anywhere I want in the US, and they got 30-year mortgages. They're promising, listen closely, they are promising the bank over 30 years, they're promising the bank a certain amount of money each month for 30 years. 30. You're promising the bank that nothing's going to happen to your financial status over a 30-year term. Those odds are better than Vegas. You hear me? Those odds are better. Are you insane? There is no way that's possible. You think you don't even know that. A person can't promise that. 30 years? Mm-mm. The bank says, hell yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 7 every time, baby. 7. So now the reason why housing prices don't matter to me, because all I got to do is choose the area I want, because like I said, everybody that have mortgages, they believe they're homeowners. That doesn't matter to me. I don't care what you say, whatever. Oh, my house is worth this. I don't care if you believe it's worth that. All I got to do is wait for a certain situation, divorce, break a leg, lose a job, a business closes, something's going to happen. And then guess what? They're going to have to sell for whatever price. And then I'm going to be there with cash. The bank don't want that thing. They want to make money. If the bank's into making money, then I swoop in and buy it at the price that I want. Period. I heard you should match the con. You know what? Let me. I see that. Just blow up by your statement. I'm a fan of your channel. Hey, you know what? I will, and I appreciate it. Thank you for being a fan of my channel. I really do. I mean that. I really do mean that. You're right. You know, the match, this, back to the 401ks, because I wanted to address that. When you're in debt, your main focus, and it was my main focus, oh, how much does this company match? How much do they contribute? Blah, blah. You know, now listen to this part closely. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt, and then go savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. Now, the majority of Americans are in debt, so that's going to be in a negative. Now, you take out of this negative number, you take negative money and contribute it to your retirement. Now, negative matching negative is more negative. You cannot invest negative money into your retirement. That's mathematically impossible. But when you're in debt, you don't know that. I didn't know that. You're not matching anything. But you, in your mind, you believe in math will clearly show you're not matching anything that you're putting in retirement. If you're investing money in retirement while you're in the negative, you're not putting anything in retirement. You're definitely not matching anything. It doesn't mean anything. It's just business. If you don't know that, you don't know that. So businesses seem like they're out for help you for your retirement. This is business. You're investing feelings. You better stop doing that. You're not investing anything, so you're not matching anything. I didn't know that. Didn't know that at all. So, but my main focus was all my retirement when I'm 65. I'm supposed to wait till I'm 65, 70 to enjoy life. That was just a stupid, idiotic. I don't know how they programmed in my brain. I don't know. But anyway, I wasn't matching anything. The main benefit of retire, especially while you're working, that's why you can't contribute to a 401k. Never notice that you can't contribute to a 401k if you ain't got a job? Ain't that weird? Isn't that weird? I never thought about that. But anyway, let's get back to the main topic. If I got negative money, I'm not matching anything. I'm not really investing. What's that money doing? Making money for the business. For all the people that so-called managing your money. I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at my job. I'm not mad at retirement fund places that's money. The main focus when you're debt free, the main money maker for a retirement, for a 401k while you're working is the tax benefit. That's instant. Every single year, that's guaranteed money. When they talk about investment, oh man, we invested in this fund, that fund, none of that's guaranteed, okay? It just sounds good, but none of it's guaranteed. You know what is guaranteed? The tax savings every single year right now. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Now, first thing I would do is max out my 401k and my HSA, health savings account. I think it's up to like $7,000 a year for a family. So if you can max out $19,000 and then another $7,500 on top of that. So in the health savings, for those of you who don't know, health savings account, now listen closely. Health savings accounts is what you can use to pay for medical expenses, okay? Now, the government, people don't hear this. The government's out there. They're helping you if you pay attention. So you contribute, say like you had a family, health savings account, you put $7,500 in there a year, right? You use that. Now, this is before taxes, okay? 100%. You take that card. Now, say like, you know how most jobs have a copay when you go get your medicine or a doctor's visit, whatever, right? Instead of money out of your pocket, which is after taxes. So say like, I'm gonna just keep it low. Say like you had a copay of $20 on your medicine, right? You pull a 20 out of your pocket, you've already paid taxes on that 20. So it's really not $20. It's really less than that, okay? But if you have an HSA, you pull your card out, you're paying with 100% of that 20 tax-free. And, okay, listen, double dipping again. You pull the card out, you pay 100% of the tax. Here you go, slide, $20. And that same $7,500 that you put in that health savings account, you get to take that off of your annual income. So $19,000 plus $7,500. You know how mad I was when I figured that out after? I was like, wait a minute. Now, I only figured this out once I became financially free, okay? Once I was debt free, I was like, you mean to tell me I've been paying that out of my pocket when I could have been doing this, paying with 100% of my dollar and taking money off the taxes every year? That's like double dipping legally for free. And FSA. Oh yeah, let me get my. Now I know that there's a difference between FSA and FHA. I believe FSA, like it's use it or lose it or something like that. HSA, you get to keep using it and it stays in there and stuff like that. Submit the claim. Right. See all the receipts. Oh man, I got to submit this and this and that. And these are things like, now that I'm financially free, right? I buy everything by the year. What I can by the year. I don't have to really keep up with receipts. Yeah, see, I don't really mess with FSA. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I usually do HSA, right? Now, I do buy everything by the year. That monthly mentality, that's gone. Because here's another thing. I'm going to share this. Meeting is called Oh, okay. Hey, thanks for participating, man. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. The monthly mentality, that's gone. I buy everything by the year. Okay, you will see my whole world, my whole financial world has just changed, man. It's just you. Everything I buy by the year, monthly mentality. Think about it. Think about all the things that are due every month. Okay, it's impossible for you to keep up with all that stuff. It really is. It's a lot. It's a lot of work to keep up with all these monthly due dates. I don't do that. The only thing I have is my rent and damn, what else do I have? I pay my phone by the year. I don't have really anything to keep track of anymore. It's free. It's a mental uh, freedom. I don't keep track of all that stuff. I don't have to keep track of all that stuff. And you hear all these people that oh man, when you hear the financial world around you now, I have to I have to keep quiet because people think I'm personally attacking them when I say, "Hey, man, you could if you do it this way, you'll be more free." Hey, who are you? You think you're smarter than me? And no, no, I'm not thinking I'm smarter than you. I'm saying, look, just do this math and you'll see. But I get it because everybody, in order for you, once you get on the other side, right? In order for you to become rich, wealthy, whatever you want to be, right? Because you can be. You're going to be upset at yourself once you see how easy it is to become a millionaire. You're going to be mad at yourself that you didn't know this before. But you got to think about it like this. If you cross over to the 15% of us that are not in debt, I now understand that if the majority of people are not in debt, we can't become rich or wealthy because we need consumers. We need people. We need people that to believe in credit, that they can't do anything without credit. We need people to have a ton of credit cards with them bragging about their credit card limits and what they can buy with no money down. I mean, people say these things out loud. Oh, yeah, I walked in the car lot. Yeah, I didn't have to put no money down on this car, and I got an excellent interest rate over no 0% financing and all this other stuff. You just got to listen. You got to go, really? Oh, wow. Okay, great for you. You can't, and I can't even make the faces that I want to just say to them. Hey, that's the no. I want to go. That's not true. These same people will go to a car lot and sit there all day, 8 hours, to buy one car. Now, if this is you, I'm gonna say something to you, and I want you to listen closely, okay? If you walked on that same car lot and you had cash, would you wait 8 hours for them to bring the car up to you so you can drive it away? You wouldn't even be there an hour. They only do that to people who finance cars because those people don't know that you will go broke financing depreciating objects. You never do that, ever. I don't care what you're saying. I don't care how much money you think you're saving, you're not. They only do that to people who finance cars. I wouldn't wait out there. First of all, I would never even step on a car lot. You know how I would buy a car? I would buy a car that I want from cash from a person that got themselves in trouble from financing a car. They need to get out because of payments, loss of a job. Who knows? Who cares? It doesn't matter to me. Whatever the reason, I'm coming buying it for half the price, cash, nothing personal. And when I first got out of debt, let me tell you something. This really kind of clicked to me when I was first getting out of financial stress and problems or whatever. Right? I remember this guy that was like 10 years younger than me. He came. I sold my Lexus. He came from wherever he came from, and he bought my Lexus cash. And he was like 10 years younger than me. I was so mad. I was like, God, this guy came and bought my car cash from me, from a car that I had. Once he gave me the money, I had to go to the bank, pay off the rest of it, and get what's left over. I was so hot. I said, I will never do that again, ever, ever. But he told me, hey, my parents taught me how to do this. I was so mad. I was like, damn, you're so lucky. Nobody taught me that. I just doing what everybody else around me was doing. And and again, like I said, every morning, I like to come on in the mornings and share this with you guys because these are thoughts that come to my head when I think back. I have flashbacks, and I just want to, if I can reach one person to show them how their life can change if they just use this simple formula. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. Now, the hardest part, this is the two hardest parts, okay? A lot of people don't even want to know how much debt they're in. They don't even want to know. I get it. I was there. I didn't want to add up that number. That's going to be the first hurdle, okay? To actually see the financial damage that you've done to yourself, okay? Once you see that number, sit on it for a while, okay? Just think about it. You know, it's gonna make you mad or upset. Those are feelings. Remember, feelings and money, never mix the two. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. It's the matter what you do about it. Sit on it, and then kind of, once you know the exact number, okay? Once you know your exact number down to the pennies, all you got to do is ask about 10 or 20 people around you. Now, these are questions you can ask people, and they won't know why you're asking because they live in a debt matrix. The debt matrix is a place where people believe in credit and debt, and they just believe that's a way of life, okay? I was living in that box, okay? That's called the debt matrix. All you got to do is say, hey, man, once you know your number, say, hey, you know how much debt you're in? I guarantee you nobody will know it, and they'll just guess. They guess and say, oh, I don't know. I don't really care. And they just say these things. They say these things out loud. They don't even know they're saying it. I said them. And you got to sit back every night, come back home and say, damn, man, how come I'm the only one out of all my circle of friends and family? It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they have. It doesn't matter. How come I'm the only one that knows this number? Then once you know this number, then you got to create a plan to bring that number from the red to the black. Okay? And the purpose of this is you must feel the financial damage that you have done to yourself. That's the purpose of paying all this back. So get over the fact that, oh my God, it's gonna take me years to pay this off because oh my God, you know how long it's gonna take me? Bloggity, blah, blah, blah. I mean, when I did it, people, I reduced my expenses. I moved from a fancy place to a regular apartment to a room in my sister's house. Everybody, I thought I was broke. Oh my God, Linnell is, man, look at his car. He sold this Lexus. He's in a room in his sister's house. You got to ignore all the people. That's debt talk. People in the debt matrix talk like that. You got to ignore them. If they're making, and how to tell if it's those people that are talking like that, are they making car payments? Ask them, are they leasing their phone? Just ask them if they're doing that. You ignore that kind of talk. That's debt talk. That's a whole different language. I mean, I hear it because I once spoke that language. But once you step on this side, this is a money language, a money frequency that they'll never understand because they're in debt. They don't get it. And it's not their fault. It's society. It's the way it has to be for this whole economy to work. It has to be that way. I would say it's unfortunate, but I chose to stay in debt unknowingly. I chose to do it. I knew if I financed the car, I was going to be paying more for the car than what it's worth. I knew that because of finance charges. I signed the paperwork. I knew that. How I walked away thinking I got a great deal, it was just programming. It's not a big deal. I'm not hating any businesses. Now, there's certain businesses that are kind of, they take full advantage of people like that, but whatever. Once you get over that hurdle, you pay that debt off, you'll see. And the purpose of paying off every single penny that you did, you need to feel it. This is the only time the feelings are going to count, because when you're working so hard and you're taking that checks and you're paying off the debt, you're like, damn. And then once you're free, you knew what it felt like. And you will never, ever accidentally go back into debt. It's impossible. You won't do it. You won't care how people feel about your money because other people feel, ain't it weird how other people have a certain feeling about your money? So if you work at a certain job, you're a lawyer, you're a doctor, you're a successful pharmacist, whatever, right? They hear how much money these people make, right? So they assume that you have the money. So you have the money to loan to them, to give to them. That will no longer be. Trust me. They'll ask you, you'll say like this, no. Oh man, you got it. So what? No. Oh man, you can loan this to me. No, I can't. Why not? Because I'm not. Because you'll hear the way they talk. You'll know right away if you're gonna give them. Now, if you choose to give them money, give them money. You're like, hey man, can I borrow $50? You go, hey, no, I'll give you 50, but if I give you this 50, you can't ask. These are the rules. This is what you say to stop people from doing that. So, because some people feel bad about not letting people borrow money, but this is what you can do. Hey, I will give you $50, but if I give you this $50, you can never ask money from me again, ever. They're not going to say no. They're not going to. But for people like that, record it, write it down, make them sign it, record them saying it. It's because people that do that kind of stuff, they always tend to forget that they asked you for money, and then if you bring it up again, they'd be like, "Oh man, you gonna stick on that and this and yeah." Then you just press play on your phone. Everybody got a phone. Press play on your phone. Remember you said this? Remember that? Oh yeah, man, you still got that video? I sure do. So they don't forget. I give you this 50, you can never ask me for money again. That way you feel good and they never forget. And doesn't that seem harsh? Not to me. Me personally, I just say no, especially if I know they're just in debt and they're talking debt talk and they want to get, $50, or they're talking about, oh man, these bill collectors be calling, they say these things out loud. These bill collectors, all that stops. Once you pay off your debt and you knew how hard it was to get rid of this debt, you won't let yourself get back in debt. You damn sure won't let no other person put you in debt. You'll never do co-signer on a card. You would never do that ever. Like for example, the bank says no, they won't finance a car for a person without a co-signer. People don't listen. If the bank said no to this person, why would you say no to this person? I mean, why would you say yes to this person if the bank says no? The bank knows more about it than you. They have full access to their full credit report, all three, and they clearly see this person does not pay back their money. But you as a regular consumer, you can't see their credit report unless they allow you to. That's the first thing I ask for. Let me see your full credit report, and then I'll determine if I'm going to let you borrow some money. They think that's the weirdest thing. It's not weird to businesses. That's the first thing they make you sign out, a credit application. You do the same thing to them. Let me see. And how can you see this? Hey, sign up for your Credit Karma and your Experian. Log in. I don't need to see anything. Let me see it. Hell, send me username and password so I can look at it. Oh, no, man, I ain't going to do that. Then I'm not going to loan you the money. Period. See how easy that is? That's how easy it is. That's what I do. Now, through the years of that I've been doing this, I might have helped maybe 10 people. Now, most will look at that and say, damn, that's not a lot. No, that's how rare this is. That's a positive thing. That means that if you come on this side of the economy, this side of credit, this side of financial freedom, this is how much open space there is to make a lot of money. You can do anything you want. Anything. If you hate your job, I guarantee you will quit your job because you don't need your job. You're financially free. Imagine this, and I know you think like this. Imagine this. Imagine you didn't have any bills, but you just had the basic utilities of life, rent, electric, things that keep you alive, okay? Electric, power, gas, whatever, right? And the rest of the money was yours. You know how fast your money would stack in the bank? When I first became financially free, my money stacked so fast inside my account, I thought I was forgetting to pay something because that was my normal pattern. I had 50 here, car note, insurance, bloggity blah, and it would just be gone. At first, I was like, man, did I forget to pay something? Okay, what did I forget? What did I forget? There's too much money in my account, which is that it was programming. And I was like, no, wait a minute. It's all my money. I don't owe anybody anything. It stacks so fast. And if you hate your job, your boss is getting on your nerves, you won't even tolerate any of that. You'll never even allow that. If your boss tells you to do something outside of your work hours, because when you're in debt, you just think, oh man, I don't want to upset the boss and this and that. Hey, how you doing, man? How you doing? That's okay, man. You can see I've been on here almost an hour anyway. You know, you say like you're at work, right? You don't like your job, or especially your boss or your manager's trying to make you work after hours, off the clock. Off the clock means you're working for free. That means you're a slave. Slaves work for free. Okay. You won't tolerate any of that. Your boss calls you after hours. You go, hello. Hey man, I need you to get online and check this and that. Oh yeah, I'll do that tomorrow when I'm. You probably won't even answer the phone. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that when I get back to work tomorrow at the start when I clock in, or when the hours I signed up for when you hired for me this job. Oh, what you mean? I'd be like, what you mean? Oh, you want me to work for free? I don't do that. You say it now. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what you will do. I promise you. You won't allow any of that. I wouldn't. If I have to now, mind you, if I have to go back and get a regular job, I will. That's the only way. You know, people are like, oh man, you wasn't successful. You got to go back and get a job. How else am I supposed to get money? Borrow it? I ain't doing none of that. I ain't borrowing money. I'll go back and work. I don't need 120,000. My last job. Now I'm telling you something. I'm not bragging. Okay, I just don't, because it's not really that much. You just think it is. My last job, I was making $160,000 a year. I'm a computer engineer with a degree, all that stupid nonsense. $160,000 a year. I quit. I don't need that much money, because with that money comes with this certain expectation of responsibility that you got to do this and that and da da da. I don't need that much money. I'll stay at a certain amount, certain below a tax bracket, because at a certain amount of money, you don't have to pay certain type of taxes, federal taxes, blah, blah, blah. It's all legal, tax avoidance, okay? 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, weekends off. I don't do no after hours work. I don't want none of that. None of that. That's what I'll do. If I don't get it, I interview them. This is, hey man, do you guys expect after hours work? Yeah, I don't want to work here. Sorry, bye-bye. There's plenty. Now, it's a catch-22, because you remember, the majority of people are in debt. So the majority of people will accept certain types of work conditions because they're in debt, because they need the money. So businesses take advantage of that. I get it. But trust you me, businesses will see me at a certain level. They'll be like, we need that guy, because he doesn't mix his feelings with money. He doesn't need our money. So I'll be placed in a certain level. You see what I'm saying? But at the level of everybody that needs money, hey, you can have that, because it's all a choice. Once you get out of debt, you got to get over the fear of not knowing how much debt you're in. Get over that fear. Trying to keep my expenses low by staying debt free. Just quit my second job part-time, but I'm still, hey, and that's okay. And I keep all my, like, for example, hey, this is what I did, Ulysses. Check it out. I came across, now mind you, I was paying $30 a month for my cell phone bill, okay? $30 a month. I came across this company called Red Pocket Mobile, okay? I dropped it from 30 to 20 for the same exact service. I paid by the year. $240 a year equals $20 a month. Period. I pay it right up front. I pay all the $240 right up front. See you next year. I don't see a bill till next year. $240 a year, $20 a month. Why? The average, remember, the average is made up of millions upon millions upon millions of people making the same financial moves. The average just Google this stuff. All you got to do is Google it. The average cell phone bill, I'm gonna say, is around $100, $120 a month. Okay, that's over $1,200 a year. I'm paying $240. So the difference between the two is money in my pocket. So the average person is paying $120 a month. I'm paying 20. Now, if I'm paying less than the majority, that's money in my pocket for the exact. Now, people think, oh man, you got a bunk cell phone. No, I got a Note 8. As long as you own your phone, you can bring any phone you want. I can go out and buy a Note 10. But if I wanted a Note 10, I wouldn't buy it this year. I'll wait a couple years and then buy it for less on Amazon, refurbished. Doesn't matter. Same thing. Same thing. Nobody will know. You put a cover on it. They don't know if it's a Note 8, Note 10. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the color of it. Who's walking around with a Note with no cover on it? Who could? That's gimmicks. That's sales stuff. See what I'm saying? I don't. And then they get insurance on it, and they're making payments, and they say it out loud. Oh man, this is what people in debt say. Oh man, why would I drop $1,000 on the phone when I can invest that thousand and put it into some kind of stocks and bonds that'll triple and blah blah blah. So let me get this straight. You decided to pay more for a cell phone than what it's worth, so you can invest your money into something else to make more money. That doesn't make any kind of sense. They don't know it doesn't make sense, and they say these things out loud. They don't know. You don't know who's around you. Now, people like me, we're scattered. There's only 15% of us, but we're scattered around. You don't know who they are. You don't know who we are. But again, like I said earlier, the indicators, there's indicators. The main one I see is like if they have an older car, but it's really clean. That's kind of like an indicator. Don't look at somebody's older car and say, oh, look, they're broke. They got an old car. They can't afford a brand new car. That's what you think. We just know I'm not paying that much money for a car, because if I buy a car, it's cash. Am I going to really drop $30,000, $40,000 on a car that it's not even worth that much. The dealer said it's worth that much. I don't believe the dealer. So I'll wait till somebody finances it, let it drop in value, get in trouble, then I'll buy it from that person for half the price. Drive it for a few years, and then sell it at Blue Book value. That means I drove the car for free for 3 or 4 or 5 years. See how that works? But if you're in debt, you can't see that. Getting paid by what? Let's say, just hate the fact that Notion getting paid by hour salary, not missing much on the plan. But it's a process. I know you're not even 30, Ulysses. Oh man, I'm telling you. If I knew this at your age. Now I'm be 50 in December. If I knew this at 30, if I knew when I'm telling you at age 30, oh my God. Now this is hindsight is 2020, whatever. That's why I'm sharing with you guys right now. You got these people that got student loans that are older than their children. And they got car payments, not realizing it's like nobody stops to think. Now, I kept my student loan for 10 years. Okay, I'm not talking bad about somebody. But if I just stopped and thought, wait a minute, I went to college for 4 years. Why am I paying on my college for 10 years? That doesn't make any sense. People are paying 20, 30, 40, 50 years on college loans. And they went to college for 4. That makes no kind of mathematical sense ever. I didn't see that. Doesn't make any sense. If I knew this at 30 and you're 28, you're not even 30 yet. God, they're already talking about. I remember you told me that you said your friends or family are always asking you to borrow money because you have your business. They think you're rich and this and that. I get it. And they don't even know. And Ulysses, if you even told them, I don't even know if you shared it with them. Even if you told them what you're doing, hey man, the reason why I got money because I don't have any debt and I don't finance stuff, they'll look at you like you're crazy. What? What do you mean? What you mean you don't care about credit? Or credit's a tool? What? Yeah, just get out of debt. Savings minus debt, and you pay that off, and you'll be financially free. What? Are you crazy? Ulysses is nuts. Hey man, by the way, whatever. Forget all that crap. Can I borrow some money? That's exactly what they would do. Isn't it? It's crazy. That's why the secret, the secret to becoming rich is that they're calling it a secret when it's not a secret. That's why they stopped. Remember math and money games in grade school? Remember that? Math and money games? They stopped that in grade school. You know why they stopped that in grade school? Because that's all the knowledge you need when it comes to your money. So when it's time for you to pick now when it's time for me to invest in the stock market, right? I have not a clue about how all that works. All those numbers scrolling across the screen, investments and percentages and the gains, short term, long term. But I don't know any of that. You know how I'll pick the person? I'll go to a person that claims they know all that stuff. And before I hire them, you know the first thing I say? Let me see your personal credit report. Because they'll tell you all the stuff they have, how much money they got, their gains and their losses, and you blah, 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 they might as well be Chinese to you. Blah, 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 blah. And I say, hey, forget all that. Let me see your personal credit report. Because if they're making all this money, they shouldn't be in debt. Yeah, let me see all three. If their credit report looks like mine, I'll believe them. If they're in debt, what are you talking about? People with money don't owe people money because they have money. See, that just makes mathematical sense, right? See how simple that is? If they say, oh, no, I ain't showing you all that, goodbye. Oh, I got the second job and was still working my side window cleaning business. They thought I was hella rich. I told them, need to cut some things. They manage money. And what they say to you? They get mad at you, Ulysses? They're like, oh, who are you? Who are you to tell me, oh, you just think you're this and that because you only did it. You got to go, shh. Ulysses, you got to be quiet. Shh. Mm-mm. You become the outcast. If you talk like that, if you talk logic, get mad at you and still ask for money. Exactly. It makes no sense. You tell them the solution, they don't want to hear all that. That takes years to fix. That takes years. Those be the main people that they say things like, they always start out statements with, it's only this. You know, it's like, hey, how much is that car payment? Oh, it's only 300. Oh, my insurance is only this. The phone is only $25 a month. The furniture is only $50 a month. The credit card payment is only this. The interest is only that. They always start out statements like it's nothing. But if your finances are in the negative, in the red, it's only more negative. If it's 20, 30, 50, it doesn't matter. It's only more negative. Do they know that? Because they believe the secret to becoming wealthy is a secret, but the secret is calling it a secret to make it seem like it's a secret when it's not a secret. It's in plain sight. You get on this. Now, I know I've been going on an hour because this is my passion. If you like it, you like it. You don't. I was worried about when I first started doing this. I was worried, oh man, people only like 10 minutes of it. You know, I can't go too long. I was comparing myself to other people. And no, if you understand this, you'll get it. You want to be free? I'm freer than I ever been in my entire life. Life is not expensive at all. I don't, gas prices go up and down. I don't care. Who cares? It only matters because I was in debt. Things are expensive. Once I became out of debt and I could pay things with cash, oh man. I don't pay full price for anything. Anything. You see what I'm saying? You see my eyes? I don't pay full price for anything. I don't care what current market value is for anything. Blue Book doesn't matter. Housing prices doesn't matter. You know how they put up brand new housing complexes and they seem like they're just sold out like that? That's a fool you. You think how many of those people got mortgages? Probably all of them, probably 90% of it. Doesn't matter. I was in a relationship over summer and then I was saying I need to upgrade my car and Oh, I was thinking she was talking about exactly. Let me tell you something. Ulysses, let me tell you something. And you already noticed, becoming financially free will affect your relationships. Because once you know what it took to get out of debt and you come across a person, I don't care how fine she is. I don't care how fine she is. If she's in debt and don't care about being in debt, that means you're going to have to, because you already know what it feels like to be in debt, and she don't care. She's going to expect you to pay the bills. If she's going to come to you with these problems. Oh my God, I can't afford this car payment. I can't afford. I'm having trouble. No, I'm having trouble paying my light bill. You say, hey, why don't you sell that car? I say, oh no, I can't sell my car. People think I'm broke. What? Well, you are broke. Oh no, I can't let people believe that. It doesn't make any sense. Goodbye. I won't even entertain that. Mm-mm. And you can ask them questions. I bet she was fine. And she'll find other people to pay her bills or whatever. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If they're in debt, they have student loans that are older than their children. Mm-mm. None of that. You see what I do now? My mission is to be up on that big stage helping millions of people that are ready to listen. What I'm saying to most of the people that come to my channel, you got to be ready to hear this. You got to be tired of saying, wait a minute, something's wrong. No matter how much money I make, I'm still broke. Why is that? Now, the average person, when they get a raise, they do this on Facebook. All you gotta do is you want to confirm what I'm saying to you? Get on Facebook. People do it all the time. They put it out there in the open. Hey, yeah, I got a raise. I deserve this new car. Do you know you just threw away your raise plus more? By financing a brand new car when you got a raise, you went down more into the negative and higher up in the tax bracket. That raise has been pedaled away and burned up so fast, you don't even know it. They go get a higher car payment, taxes go up, insurance go up, and you go up higher in the tax bracket, so you're paying more taxes out of your check. I did not see that because that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did. I had a older Suburban one time, and I got a raise. Guess what I did? Traded it in. They gave me peanuts for that. I know this now because I'm financially free, but they gave me peanuts for my Suburban, and I went and got a Lexus. I was like, yeah, I want everybody to see that I got a raise. I'm sorry, you guys. When I think about myself back then, and I remember getting that Lexus, I thought I was the sheezy. And I just put myself deeper in debt. Oh my God. You know what I think about now? How many people that were financially free saw me do that? You know what I'm saying? And I pulled up to work in my brand new car. I'm like, yeah. Everybody was like, "Ooh, you got a new car. Ooh, we know who make the big bucks." You know what the business was? You know what the business was saying that I work for? We got him at least for another 5 years now. Why? Because he got to make them car payments. He's guaranteed to be here for this business because he owes on that car and whatever else I owe, credit cards, all this other, higher insurance, higher in tax bracket. I needed to work now. I'm stuck. I kept my student loan for 10 years. I'm afraid to even add up the interest on that. Hey, I did have my shades on, but it was a Lexus. I thought I was so cool too. Ooh, had the paper plate in the window. Ooh, it's brand new. Yeah. Oh, right off the lot. Oh, off a car lot too. Oh my God. Mm. Ooh. Mm. And I wonder how many people saw me do that that understood money and were just like that. Mm, mm, mm. I did. I was like, Had the stereo turned up, yeah. And yeah, yeah. Look at him. He's driving the bank's car. Look at him. He think he's cool. Look at him. Hey, that's the if they would say, hey, that's the bank's car, Linnell. You ain't cool. That's the bank's car. Oh, I'm so mad at myself sometimes. I think about that. But you know what? Lessons learned. I see it. Now I can come out here and help as many people as I can. I just to see how to help you out taxes, make you wealthy. I got a friend that wants to get a 50K. He wants to get a car that's more than his annual salary. And guess what? Guess what? Guess what, Ulysses? He's gonna find a finance company that's gonna do it at 29.999 interest rate. He's gonna do it. I see people do that all the time. All the time. All the time. And it's just business. It's just business. I get it. You want to do it? Everybody has a calculator on their phone. They can just go, oh, okay. If I buy this car and get it for 6 years at 29.99% interest rate, I'm gonna be paying double the price of this car? No, thank you. That's all you got to do. But people are like, they got tunnel vision on this depreciating object with interest and showing people that they don't know and will never see on the road. Hey, look, I got a Hellcat. And then drive off. Who are you impressing? Nobody. You're only impressing the bank. People believe a depreciating object like a car is not an asset. It's not an asset to people who finance it. It's an asset to the bank because they're making money. Now, that same person you just told me that's going to pay $50,000 earning a $25,000 annual salary, guess what? That's a Hellcat. So his insurance is going to be through the roof. Okay, he's going to need gap insurance because he's not going to be able to afford that 29% interest rate it's going to separate the value of the car and how much he owes on the car. So he's going to need gap insurance. Gap insurance is only offered to people that understand what they're doing. They make it sound like, hey man, just in case we get in a wreck and you owe more on the car than what it's worth, we're going to pay to fill it in and blockity blah. They understand the likelihood of you probably getting in a wreck, huh? You might not. But the likelihood of you finishing the term of your contract on that car is highly unlikely. So they're going to get all that free money on gap insurance on top of regular insurance. You paying for gap insurance. And that person's going to go and probably go finance a new stereo system in it, get some new rims in there. All this is financed because you ain't got no money. New tires, stereo, alarm, blockity blah on this depreciating object, going deeper and deeper in debt. So the likelihood, and they usually stretch it out 72 months, 84. I think you can go with like 84 months now. You can finance a car, 84, because all they care about is the low monthly payment. Okay. You're not going to finish that term. So they're going to milk that dude. For a person like that, I guarantee you he's young. Oh, gap insurance is the same. That your insurance company also offers gap insurance. So they're going to stack that on top of your regular insurance. That's additional, baby. That's additional. If you don't know, you don't know. So he's probably young. He's going to do it regardless of what you say. Even if you told him, Ulysses, if you went up and said, hey, man, I added that up for you at 29.9, you're going to be paying double the price of the car. You think he's going to listen to you? You're going to sound like the Charlie Brown teacher voice. I don't know. You might be too young to remember that. But go back and watch an old YouTube video and type in Charlie Brown teacher. The Charlie Brown teacher used to always go, that's all they did, right? That's how you're going to sound to that dude because he wants that Hellcat. He's tunnel vision. I don't give a crap if it's a Hellcat. Name him, put a fancy name on it, whatever. Doesn't matter to me. Now, I'm not saying if you have the money to buy a Hellcat, cash, buy it. But if you have the money, you're not paying full price for a Hellcat. You're going to wait till somebody finance it like him to where he can't afford it, and then he's going to get it repo, and then that's where you come in and buy it. Cash. If you want a Hellcat, drive it for a few years because you bought it under Blue Book. You drive it for a few years. One day you're going to get tired of it. Then you're going to sell it at Blue Book. Once you sell it at Blue Book, guess what? You drove the car for free for 5 years, 4 or 5 years free. See how that works? But you're in debt. You can't do that. I didn't know. I remember we used to say a while ago, ignorance is no excuse for the eyes of same thing. Math is like the regular laws that we live under. You can't say, hey man, you go rob a bank and you say, oh man, I didn't know I could get in trouble for trying to rob a bank. Oh, what they gonna say? Oh man, okay, since you didn't know, you get this one chance. All right, now get out of here, give me the money back. It doesn't work like that. When it comes to money, math is law when it comes to money. So if they finance a Hellcat at 29.9% interest rate, and then at the end of the 5 years, be like, oh my God, I didn't know it was that. Whose fault is that? It's your fault. You got a calculator on your phone. Why don't you use it? Oh man, I was whatever. That's the same thing. It's law. All right, you guys, I've been almost an hour and a half on here. This is my passion, obviously. I'm gonna be more on YouTube. If you need some assistance and just trying to, I mean, not even necessarily get financially free. Maybe in a certain financial situation, a personal financial situation that you just don't know how to get out. I guarantee you, I can help you. I guarantee it. I know you're thinking, how can you help me? I'll run the numbers. I'll show you how I did it. This is what you got to do to change that. That's it. That's it. Now all you got to do is believe it. Thanks, Ulysses. Thank you. All you got to do is believe it. Just like I did. I'm not rich. I wasn't rich. I just got tired of being in debt. All right, you guys have a good one. I'm out. I'm hungry. All right, have a wonderful day. All right, thanks, Ulysses, for participating. Those of you that watched, I appreciate it. If you can, excuse me. If you liked my channel, please share with your friends. If you need my help, email me your situation at DebtAintMyDaddy@gmail.com. One word, debt, ain't, A-I-N-T, my daddy @gmail.com. Write me your situation, then we'll get on free 15-minute consultation. Because usually when people write me their situation, and then when we talk on the phone with that free 15-minute consultation, it'll be just that 15 minutes because I already know the details of your situation, and I will already have prepared myself beforehand when I talk to you. Not too deep and too long, but just a general statement, and then I provide you a solution. If you want the solution in detail, then we'll go from there on how much I charge and et cetera, right? But what I usually give you is a quick thing, what I do. I charge you for the plan, and then I get 1 month later, you get a free hour talk after that, because you're gonna have, during that first month, you're gonna have a lot of questions, okay? I want you to write down the questions, record them, do whatever you need to do, so when we have our hour talk that next month, we can get straight to it, and I can give you answers. This is why you don't do that. This is what you're not saying. This is why you do this. This is why you don't do this. This is why you don't get an FHA loan. This is why you have to get a conventional. This is, because, I mean, especially houses. I've been getting a lot of house questions, and people getting houses and don't understand why FHA loans are bad. You know what I'm saying? Those are horrible. But it's business, okay? It's business. It's a moneymaker, but they're horrible. Don't do it. Don't ever do it, right? But anyway, thank you, everyone. Thank you for participating. Share, like, comment, any question you want. Comment under the video, blah, whatever. All right, have a wonderful day. Thanks, Ulysses, as always. I appreciate your participation. Hey, Ulysses, do me a favor. When you do come across a certain situation or you tell certain people certain things, please tell me your responses that you get from them, because I like to make videos out of those, okay? I do. I have everybody tell me about the situations they run into, okay? All right, you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.